We all need Canada's youth to succeed. We need youth to help design drones to put out forest fires and ensure artificial intelligence doesn't outsmart us all. We need youth to help cure the diseases we don't even know exist yet.
We need new skills
for a completely new job force.
But we're not prepared.
That's why RBC created Future Launch, to empower Canadian youth for the jobs of tomorrow.
Like people, businesses have their journey, their path, sometimes straight, but more often evolving, growing, and adapting. And like people, businesses' needs change, creating the need for knowledge in areas like accounting, consulting, and tax. Areas critical to your continued growth and success, all part of the journey, and all part of what we do together with you. So that when your business has arrived, it's ready to keep going. MNP, wherever business takes you.
Welcome to Pythons Pit. So Alyssa and Brooke, welcome to Pythons Pit, and congratulations for getting this far in the competition. As you know, you have 3 minutes to make your pitch to the Pythons. So I think you're ready. I know the Pythons are ready. So I wish you the very best of luck, and the floor is yours.
Phone cases. That's 50 phone cases in a span of 6 months between 3 girls. What a waste.
We have created a solution to an environmental problem that doesn't even need to exist.
Our idea is a phone case that is sustainable while still being economically viable, that allows the users to express themselves in the blink of an eye.
With the help of you Pythons, we want to and will create the ImagaCase. This device allows the user to change their phone case design whenever and wherever they are.
86% of North America say that they use a phone case for their smartphone. And on average, each person has about 2 phone cases, meaning that there are almost 1 billion phone cases in North America alone. That's equivalent to 14% of our world's population.
The need for phone cases is growing due to the always changing trends and the want to fit in, because for some reason that's a top priority among most teenagers.
And let's be honest, teens these days just buy and buy and buy with no concern of the environmental problems that will come with this. With this phone case, we will be solving the issue that teens don't even know that they're making, while still giving them a trendy option.
This case is connected by Bluetooth to our ImagaCase app. The app will be able to display anything from your personal photos to borrowed designs and even famous brand names and logos. ImagaCase will also have numerous preset designs to choose from.
Our app will also have a community aspect where you can post your personal pictures or created designs and get feedback from others. But in order to make any of this possible, we'll need to manage our funds with the help of our financial advisor, Glenn Marshall.
Our funds will go towards our team members, including patenting and prototyping. And of course, anything left over will go towards additional costs, such as further research.
Our tech mentor, Hashmat Rohan, will be helping us throughout our journey in creating our app and also in recruiting other team members.
Farther down the road, when advertising is necessary, we are 2 very creative people, and we'll find a way to get the word out there. For example, social media is big right now. You can buy and sell pretty much anything on Instagram, Snapchat, and other sources. By using our business skills, we'll create a website for this product, and our size of opportunity will later expand into phone case stores and kiosks. We know that this market is large and still increasing because everyone seems to want the hottest new thing.
I know what you're thinking. 2 grade 9s, how is any of this even possible? But we are very determined and believe strongly in our idea, and we need you to believe in us. Because imagine the possibilities the ImagaCase will bring to the consumer. Thank you.
So Clinton, welcome to Pythons Pit.
Thank you.
We had a really awesome day today. We saw all kinds of presentations. But before we get into that, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure thing. So I have been in the custom side of the audio-video smart home business for residential for about 23 years now. So I work with high-end individuals renovating and building new homes in terms of choosing, specifying products for music throughout the house, touch screens, automating lighting, custom theater rooms, things like that. So basically home control and home entertainment. And a few years ago, it's been something I've been looking forward to doing for many years. I also added residential real estate into what I do. So I've got a couple different lines of business. So I'm doing the audio-video smart home consulting as well as residential real estate.
Super.
Yeah.
So what Pythons Pit, you were here today. What attracted you to participate in Pythons Pit?
Well, you know, I'm good friends with Free and Samji, so she had some arm twisting in it. But no, I was actually very honored to be thought of and offered the opportunity. Yeah, just, I mean, you know, I love seeing the passion of young people and, you know, the entrepreneurial spirit. And when I heard about the concept and what it was all about, yeah, I was excited about it and jumped on it.
So how was your experience today? How'd you describe it?
Well, you know, aside from you, I mean, just joking. It was great, actually. I had a great time today, and it was good to reconnect with some friends here, and it was nice to meet you today as well. And I had a super day, actually. There's some great pitches, and I love seeing that young energy. You know, it's kind of like I'm an artist. I paint, and you know, I think about kids. You see kids doing art, and there's no rules. Yeah. They just do whatever, and they just have a great time. And it's kind of this kind of reminds me of that, you know, because as you grow up and get hammered in business a few times, you start to, you know, you get a little gun shy.
A little more conservative.
When you're, you know, when you're just getting started and you got nothing to lose, you just go for it, and it's all ideal. And I love seeing that energy and the nothing's gonna stop me attitude. That's what.
Was there anything special that inspired you today in terms of what you saw?
I saw a few different ones stand out. I don't want to give anything away in terms of my opinions, but no, I definitely got inspired by a few of the presenters. Yeah.
So we saw, I think, 7 presentations today. They were all great.
Yeah.
But what advice might you give them as a group in terms of things they might look to improve on and pay attention to?
I think just really digging into the plans a little deeper, just in terms of costing, and looking at some worst case scenarios in terms of timelines and just sort of that ramp up money, because I think, you know, sometimes you can get ahead of yourself and kind of launch things prematurely. And just, you know, there was some really good ideas, and you know, just the advice would just be to take your time, make sure that you've got all your ducks in a row before you fully launch. Yeah.
So Pythons Pit is all about you know, youth and entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. So how important do you think Pythons Pit is, and where do you think its role is in terms of generating entrepreneurship and innovation in our community?
Yeah, I think as far as our community goes, it's definitely a unique. It's a unique opportunity for the kids. I mean, I don't think this is this is not the norm for most communities. So I think you know, having that sort of, Burlington's very good actually for an entrepreneurial spirit, and there's a lot of entrepreneurs and business-minded people here. So I think it's a great program and a great opportunity for the kids. I hope to see it expand. Actually, I'd like to see it get even much bigger than it is. And you know, this is my first year involved. I understand it's been going now for several years and evolving every year, which makes sense. So yeah, I think it's great, and yeah, hope it keeps going.
So looking forward, is this something you might think about doing again, or if somebody asked you about it, how would you recommend it to somebody?
I think I absolutely would. Yeah, I'd like to do it again for sure, and yeah, most definitely. I'd say nothing but positive things.
Congratulations, ladies. That was a fantastic presentation, and clearly you've done a lot of practice and put a lot of work into this. So absolutely great job. I'd like to turn it over to the Pythons for questions, and we're going to start with Clinton. So Clinton, if you could have the first question.
So I have a couple of teenagers at home, so I know all about the spending part you were mentioning, in terms of I see different iPhone cases and every week, I think. So I'm intrigued with your idea, and my question for you is, so what is it? How does it work?
So basically, this phone case would be just like a clear phone case, just something like this. It would just be a clear phone case, and it would be Bluetooth connected to our app. And this app can, once you turn on the case, can display any background. It's basically like a background that you would have on the screen of your phone projected on the back of a case, and you can change it to whatever you want.
Interesting. Very cool idea.
Would the case still give protection for the phone, if I'm dropping it or, for scratching or anything, to that kind of avail?
Yes, we'd make it as a durable case so people wouldn't have to worry about their phone getting caught. Because I know some of these cases, pretty cheap cases that break easily.
Does that technology exist in terms of the projection on the back of that case, or is this something you have to invent?
Well, so currently Samsung, they have a case where there's just LED lights on the cover of the case, so it can display the time and any notifications you have and if you're getting a call. So that's kind of the first step towards this, but we just want to make it a bit more advanced and a clearer picture.
Yeah, so it's basically the one that Samsung has come out with is just like this, so it would flip over the screen, so it's not giving you like the extra screen on the back like what we would do, so it would basically be flipped over like that.
Is there anybody in the market that is doing this or is going to be launching something similar to this?
Currently, there's no one, but there are cases where you send in a clear case or a regular case, and they can just print a design. But the thing is, once it's there. You can't change it.
Okay. So another question: in terms of the technology part, how far have you gotten into like discovering how possible this is, like in terms of the cost, the feasibility of this idea actually being possible?
So basically what we know is that it would be basically like, a screen protector, like a glass screen protector. It would basically be that, but on the back of the case. And it would be like the screen, so it would turn on. You would have an on and off button to turn it on and off. And that's like how electronically it would work. For the pricing of actually making the case, we know that for just like a regular mold for just a plastic case, it would be $3,000 for the mold, and then about 5-10 cents for each case that you would make. So originally it would be just a mold that we would use to make the actual case, and then we would add the screen onto it.
And would this case have its own independent battery system?
So yeah, it would. So have you ever heard like a Mophie case? It has its own, so you charge the Mophie case before you would charge your own case. So you can charge this case before you put it onto your phone. So it doesn't take battery from your phone. You can plug your phone in at the same time as you have the case plugged in, so it causes less hassle, hassle as possible.
When you have your phone around inside the bottom of your bag, you don't need to turn it on. This battery will be able to last you up to a week, depending on how you use it.
Wow, that's good. That's a good time frame to work for a battery. You guys have this price at $89.99, right? How is that sitting? I mean, I'm trying to recall what we would have paid for our cases. I mean, you guys have spent and bought a lot of cases. So where are you sitting in the marketplace, and what are you finding like average prices are rocking right now?
We are sitting a little bit higher than what you would buy for your average case. So just like a plastic regular case, just something flimsy, it would go for about like $10. Then anything more durable, it would go up in the market, and anything more like electronics, so like a charging Mophie case would go higher. So ours would be very durable, like an OtterBox, but it would also have the technology. So that's why you would need to invest in going into something higher, and then as well, you wouldn't have to buy it again. So it's you make the purchase to make the purchase, and you never have to make the purchase again.
Depending on how many cases you buy, you can be spending more money on overall, but if you just buy this one case, you could be potentially saving money.
And there's like 20 million phones out there with different sizes. So are you guys initially thinking of launching just for one type of phone, or are you guys thinking of like going across the gamut from Samsung to iPhone?
Well, since we're just starting out, we want to just start, I guess, pretty simple with doing maybe one or a couple types of phones. And then as our business expands, we can move on to, like you say, Samsung or the newer iPhones and other types.
I've had a Mophie case in the past, and the battery lasted about a half a day. It didn't last anywhere near a week. Do you have some sort of technology in mind for the battery that would actually last a week? Or is it just something you're thinking about? Or?
It's just depending on how you use it. I mean, it could last you half a day if you have your phone display on 24/7, but like a week at the most if you use it well and turn it off at the night. Would your battery be the same thing as a Mophie battery then? Nothing different than that? It wouldn't be as clunky as a Mophie case. No. It would be more slender.
Okay.
And how many phones is that?
Well, it's around 50, give or take. So.
And then there's the ones on our own phones.
Yeah.
Right.
It's about 47.
And how many of there was you?
3. So the 2 of us,
Over how
and
long a
then
period?
one of our other
6
friends.
months.
6 months to a year, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a problem.
Yeah, that's a lot of cases on there. Yeah. I'm really seeing the need for this one then based on that.
With our case,
that's
you'd only
impressive.
dump out 3. The
Yeah.
ones that we have, 3 ImagaCases.
Wow, good market there.
So I know you guys are a partnership, so let us know what strengths you guys both bring, different strengths to this project.
So as we said, we're both very creative. We've been friends for a really long time, and we take a lot of different classes together. And one of our classes, actually last semester, was a business class where we learned all sorts of different strategies to marketing, as well as both of our different social media accounts would be another factor of getting the word out there, because everything now is basically on Snapchat and Instagram and other different social media sources. So we wouldn't have trouble getting it out there.
Yeah, you scroll down your Instagram, every 3 or so pictures, you see an advertisement for just a product.
Have you thought about the possibility of actually having advertisements being projected on your phone case and as a revenue stream?
So we were thinking of, there could always be on the app, you can buy packages. Say you want a package of hockey logos or something, or if you're really into one type of theme. And we were thinking like maybe every once in a while you'd have some sort of business flash by on your phone case, and then you'd see it. So they're getting sponsorship almost by that business.
So you're looking at a multi-stream revenue structure. So you got the
Yes.
case, and then you're going to also have, I guess, charge for the app, I guess, or charge for the images on the app?
So basically, the app would be free. So you can get the app, and with this app, you can take your own pictures off of your camera roll for free, and you can display that on the back of your case, as well as there would be preset designs that we would have, just basic designs that you could put on the back of your case also for free. And then when it gets more into detail with the different logos, and maybe if you wanted like a Christmas themed background, then that's where you would have to pay the extra money to get those backgrounds.
Have you had a chance yet to look into whether your idea is patentable?
So we have our tech mentor, Hashmat Rohan, who's going to help us with patenting, but it should be patentable.
I could see an opportunity for, like you say, sports team licensing of their logos and things like that. So that would be something you'd have to look into.
Yes. We're going to look further into the advertisements.
Yeah, you could get a really good revenue stream coming in from that. I mean, if you get enough into there, you could almost, have them paying or sponsoring for the production and such on the case side. I just worry if I see too many advertisements on my phone, I might just try to smash it as it is, right? We see so many ads and such on there, which, then they have to buy another case potentially.
Yeah, but the advertisement wouldn't go through like the actual case. So once you have a background set, that's your background. So it would be going through, once you would go onto the app, maybe if you're scrolling through the app, then you would have an advertisement go through.
Okay.
So what's your next step from here, and do you have any milestones or timeframes?
Well, with our funds, we want to get it towards prototyping as soon as we can, I guess. And once we have the prototype, we have some orders from friends and acquaintances at school, people who say they would be interested in buying, so we can start off selling to our friends and then expand onto social media right away to get to a bigger audience.
What do you expect the total cost is going to be to get to the point of having one working prototype in your hand?
So like we said, the mold for a basic case was $3,000.
Have you designed it already, though, the case? So there's already engineering around this design, to make an actual mold? Is there other costs you've considered, or just the cost of the mold itself?
Other costs would be coding and making the app. So as we said, our tech mentor, he does have an app with his company, so he knows where to go and who to go to get those connections in creating this. So that's...
This app is one of the #1 apps on the App Store.
That was a great job, guys. Great presentation, and you handled the questions terrifically. And I have to tell you, I'm amazed at how much you've thought this whole thing through in terms of costs and how you'd sell it, how you'd distribute it. So really well thought through, and great job. So just like to go back to the Pythons and see if we can get some closing comments. Why don't we start with Clinton?
Sounds good. Well done, guys. Good job. I like the enthusiasm and the creativity. Great idea. And I hope that you're able to take it to the next steps. So great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was going to say that you guys are in the preliminary phases right now, so keep your ears and eyes open to what's happening, what the technology is changing, so that you guys can adopt with it quickly. But it's a great project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A really great, innovative idea in a huge market, obviously, and yeah, good job, good work.
Thank you.
I look forward to being able to have that and express and avoid having, obviously, both the environmental side. I applaud you guys for recognizing that side too. So I think it's always amazing when you're going to have a business that also is helping on social needs that we have. So congratulations, guys. Keep going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. We hope that you'll consider us as possible contenders.
We've learned so many new business techniques that we can use towards this product that we created.
Yeah, we've learned that like all the work that goes into it, it doesn't seem like that much when you're on the other end of it, but when you are the one making the product, coming up with the idea, making the pitch, it's so much more work than you would think.